Don't feel bad. You had to do what was best for you. If they cared, they wouldn't have tried to play you. There's going to come a time to where you have to choose you or other people. And you may feel bad about that decision. But you have to realize that the reason why you feel bad in the first place isn't even something you should feel bad about. It's actually something that you should be enraged about and angry about and pissed off about. The fact that you feel bad over wanting to go do what's best for you. That means there was some manipulation involved and somebody was playing with you and was trying to play you because they didn't want you to see behind the smoke and mirrors. They didn't want you to see behind the facade, but when the mask slips, when it falls off and you can see, don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. It's what you have to do. You can't stick around people who are going to stifle your growth period. You can't stick around those that are going to stop you from shining bright. You can't stick around those that are going to stop you from living the life that God intended for you to live. You have a level of greatness that you're achieving right now. You have things in place that you're supposed to be working on right now. You're supposed to be becoming all that you can be, doing the best that you can each and every day. So don't feel bad about removing yourself from those that were inhibiting you from doing that. Don't feel bad about not being around people who may have been good to you in certain ways, but not in the ways you need for your life to be what you want it to be. You know what God has planned for you, a bright future, much success, great success. That great success is not going to have stress attached to it. That great success is not going to have hate attached to it coming from others, as far as the people who aren't trying to play you. All right? The people who are trying to play you, you're going to be able to tell, because they're going to have a problem when you go to do what's best for you. They're going to have an issue with you wanting to do your best and to be as great as you possibly can. They're going to have a problem with that. Your greatness is going to offend them greatly. If they cared about you, they wouldn't have tried to play you in a way to manipulate you and make you think that you were doing something wrong. They had to get you to feel bad so that way you wouldn't feel good. You feeling good was a threat to them. You feeling good pissed them off. They didn't like anything about you. And they had to change you to tolerate you. In order for them to tolerate you and for them to be around you, they have to belittle you and put you down, because that's the only way that they can feel good around you. But you don't feel good when you're around them when they do that, do you? No, you don't. So why feel bad and feel guilty because you had to make the right decision? You had to make the right choice. The right choice was to get out of harm's way. You don't see anybody about to get shot and then they move out of the way, or they duck and they don't get shot and they're sad because the person wasn't able to inflict pain and damage with a bullet. Or you don't see somebody get out of a bad situation and then feel, well, there is survivor's guilt, but lose that survivor's guilt. All right. If other people don't want to survive, if other people don't want to thrive, you can't help them. You tried to help them by setting an example, and they wanted to destroy that example that you set. They wanted to repay you by harming you for setting an example. How dare you set an example? How dare you do what's best for you? How dare you make a positive change in your life? We all want to be negative. If you won't be negative and miserable with some people, they think you're not their friend. Anybody that doesn't want to see you do what's best for you doesn't truly care for you. They only care about what they want with you, or they only care about what they want for you. Be careful about some people that say they want the best for you. I want the best for you. No, you don't want the best for me. You want what's best for you and are trying to make it seem that you want what's best for me so I can feed into your ego and your grandiose idea that you have about yourself. They want to be worshiped. They want to be put on a plateau. They want you to serve them. So don't feel bad about leaving situations that weren't beneficial for you. If you can't get anything from it, why just should they get something from it? You'll be doing your part and not want to do all this extra stuff and be doing more than enough, and people still will be unsatisfied. People will still try to find an issue, still try to find a problem, even though you're doing more than enough. They should be happy just to be in your presence and have you around. But instead, they tried to play you. So don't feel bad. All right, people that took advantage of the opportunity to meet you, to be in your presence, to be your friend. Your presence is a present. If you view yourself as a blessed and highly favored person, you don't just put yourself around anybody because you're aware of how that damages you mentally and spiritually and even physically. So don't feel bad. Why feel bad? Why not be able to enjoy your day? This is what you've been waiting for. You've been waiting to get away from certain people. You've been waiting to get away from toxic situations. You've been waiting to get away from certain people that are toxic, that were detrimental to you, to your health, causing you to stress, worry, feel bad, lose sleep, not be able to be as positive as you want to be. All the time it took from you, all the energy it took from you, that you'll never get back. Now you can actually do things. Now you can actually do what you want to do. Why feel guilty now? Why feel bad now? Why walk around with your head down now? You got everything you want and then some. You got your life back. That's the one thing that you have. Don't feel guilty now that you have your life back. Whatever they took from you, to forget that. You got your whole life back now for you to do something new and better with. The future's looking bright for you. Why feel bad? Why be guilty? Why feel guilty? Why have survivor's guilt? Don't be remorseful. They chose to not be someone that you could stand. And I mean, you would stand with them through the test of time. But it's certain things you can't stand for because you're not even standing at that point. They're standing on you, walking all over you. You can't stand having somebody walk all over you. You can't even stand with somebody walking all over you. You got to be laid down flat like a doormat for them to be walking all over you. That's not somebody standing up. And if you want to get technical, you're not standing up for yourself if people are walking all over you. And if you have to be in an environment where you have to stand up for yourself because that's what people want to do, and that's a hostile environment. And if you choose to remove yourself from out of that environment, don't feel bad. You're doing what's best for you. That's what everybody has to do. And when you don't do what's best for you, you're finishing last. You're finishing last. You're not being good to you. Sometimes being good to you is being bad to other people. Sometimes being good to you is being selfish to other people. Sometimes, you're going to have to, other people are going to get less and you're going to get more. Sometimes people are going to get less and you're going to get more. That's how it works sometimes. Sometimes other people are going to end up on the lesser end of things because you're choosing to do what's right for you. If they're ending up with less, it's probably for the better because they probably tried to pull something off on you. They probably tried to force you to do something that they had no business doing. If you don't talk to someone about something, If you're not open and honest about something, you can't call someone fake because they don't go along with what you want. You tried to force something on someone, a bad attitude, a negative attitude, a bad relationship between you and them. Not necessarily one like a dating one or one that you're in, just a relationship between you and whoever this kind of person might be for you. If they cared, they wouldn't have tried to play you. You got people who say they care about you, but they're trying to play you to your face like you can't tell. And you feel bad about leaving that. They've done a number on your mind as far as manipulating you and trying to get you to serve their idea about themselves and worship the image that they portray of themselves. They portray themselves to be a certain way, and you've upheld that image with them due to them wanting you to be codependent and dependent upon them possibly seeing you are a certain way and taking advantage of that because you want to be a good person. Oh, I know you want to be a good person. All I have to do is this, and then now I got you feeling bad about it because you by going off and doing you, I fooled you into thinking that you're not doing good by me. Screw doing good by them. They're not doing good by you. Don't feel bad because they're trying to make you think you're not doing good by them. You most likely, more than likely, tried. You more than likely, most likely tried, and it wasn't good enough for this person. So it is what it is. You can't feel bad for that. You don't feel bad because you want better. You don't feel bad because you want to get away from someone that you shouldn't be around. If you stay around them, it's only going to drown you in a worse situation, make you worse off than you already are. Why feel bad about that? People will take advantage of you. People will use you. People will play you to your face, talk about you behind your back, act like they down with you and they're cool with you, all the while be devising some type of evil, wicked plan against you, and you want to feel bad. You're wasting your time. You got to let go and tell yourself to stop feeling bad about certain situations and stop feeling bad about doing what's best for you. They played the card. They played their hand the way it was dealt, or they played the hand that they dealt you, or however the hell the saying goes. They played their card when it came to you. And it just happened that they end up trying to play you. They played themselves. They do it every time. Anybody that tries to play you is going to end up playing themselves. All they're going to do is get silence. All they're going to do is get your absence. But the thing is, you have to not feel bad. Feeling bad is what draws people back in sometimes. People try to make you feel guilty because they're trying to control you and how you think. They're trying to reprogram you into feeling sorry for them so that you don't leave or you go back or you stay. So that way they can keep treating you like garbage. Don't stay in a situation where somebody's treating you like garbage. You don't deserve to be treated that way. Doing what's best for you is not something to feel guilty about. It's something to feel positive about. It's something to feel liberated about. It's something to feel free about. It's just time for you to move on. It could get a little bit cold. You had someone there, but that someone there was basically like having no one there. What you are feeling is the separation between you and another person from a trauma bond. When you bond with someone and you separate from them, there's going to be some type of camaraderie or some type of good vibe between you and them or some type of friendship. But when you have a trauma bond, it's forced. You have a forced, toxic, negative situation between you and somebody else that you've had to fake with and put on a front with for survival because you might have lost a job, you might have got kicked out, you might have not had nowhere to go, no place to stay. And and these people know that they have this type of power and control over other people, and they know they're holding this over your head. They know they are, and they'll even slip up and gaslight you about it and make fun of you for it or have some negative comments to say about it, thinking that you can't see it or can't tell. But if you can, they'll just say that's not what they meant, or they'll just try to play you like that's not what they meant. Don't feel bad about getting out of situations that you were never meant to be in, you were never supposed to be in. Certain situations in life are just lessons and testings, and they're also blessings. There's blessings in the lessons and testings. There's blessings in the lessons and testings of life. You learn from them, so that way you don't get burned from them again. You know, certain situations, it's like putting your hand on the stove. Ah, that was hot. Would you touch it again? No, you know better. Certain things, certain people, would you do it again? No, you know better. Don't feel guilty, don't feel ashamed, don't feel bad, don't feel like you did something wrong. When you're in a situation to where people are trying to manipulate you and you see it happening, and this person is taking advantage of the type of person that you are, and they see that you might be underdeveloped, and they're using they're using you because of that and taking advantage of you in that way, you pretty much have to fend for yourself and try to and are working your way to get out that situation the best way you can. So however you handle certain situations, don't look down on yourself. Certain people shouldn't have tried to play you that way. Don't feel bad about yourself. They shouldn't have tried to come at you that way and waste your time. People trying to be people being fake with you and calling you out and saying you're being fake with them. It's backwards. But people who don't hold themselves accountable or self-reflect are going to be that way. So you have to do what's best for you when it comes to people that are stunning your growth, holding you back, cutting you off from your life and living it and doing the things that you need to do, being the type of person that you were meant to be. That's on them. That, they're going through something because you have to go seek out what's for you in life. Don't ever feel bad about that. If a situation or a place is where you're not meant to be, leave and feel good about it because you're doing what's best for you. Whoever it is you're leaving, whoever it is you're going no contact with, whatever situation you're getting out of and never going back to. This is time for you to just be strong and hold it down and remind yourself that you don't have to feel bad. It wasn't real anyway. You can't try to be fake and make something real. It's not going to work. And you can't try to play real people and manipulate them. It's not going to work. They try to play you because they think you're easy. They think you're either like lacking game, or they think that you're not sharp or you're not on to what they're trying to do. Manipulative people have a certain level of intelligence, and they choose certain people to be with or to deal with because it's basically like they're able to mold them and shape them based off of how they manipulate them. So they pick certain people, they deal with certain people who, oh, okay, I could run this game on this one, and they have their game plan, and it's up to the individual to be able to see and tell and be aware of what people are doing to you, because if not, you're going to have to learn the hard way. If not, you're going to have to learn the hard way. So don't feel bad. There are tons of things that went over your head that were said, that people meant, that were harmful. There are certain things that people did that you weren't able to pick up on until it was too late, and they did all these things and just it was supposed to be okay. You were supposed to just deal with it because you're the type of person that doesn't respond the way that makes them be afraid. So whatever they feel they do, because you're a chill person, you're just supposed to take it. You're not supposed to stand up. You're not supposed to do anything outside of the what they have in mind of you. Otherwise, you're crazy. You're not supposed to do anything outside of their idea about you or what they are trying to make you be for them to suit their need. Anything outside of that, you're crazy. They're gonna not have anything to do with you, not want to deal with you. And these are the same people that you're feeling bad about for discontinuing your relationship with them or dealing with them in any kind of way. These are the same people that will make it hard for you to be in their presence, but will say you are the problem, or they don't know what you're talking about, or they're not doing anything. So don't feel bad about that. You didn't want to be played with, you didn't want to be toyed around with, you don't like games. That's okay. You're tired of people constantly making up something to point the finger at you for something that they're doing. Hey, I don't like that. Hey, you're too sensitive. You're soft. You're this. You're that. No, I just don't like what you're doing. There's nothing wrong with me because I don't like how you try to talk to me or how you try to deal with me. If it's disrespectful, that's just common sense. Like, hey, I don't appreciate that. You're gonna keep acting that way. Okay, cool. I'm out. But don't go feeling bad once you're out. You were supposed to be out a long time ago. You were supposed to be away from that a long time ago. Don't feel guilty. That guilt will creep up on you and have you feeling like you're the bad person when you weren't. May not have been the best person, may not have been the perfect person, but you weren't that kind of person. And that's commendable. You have to pat yourself on the back for that. People who take advantage of other people's weaknesses are some of the worst people that you could possibly ever come in contact with. But they're also some of the they're also some of the people who, if you do come in contact with them, they'll teach you some of the most things you'll ever learn about a person. Some of the people that you don't like the most teach you the most. So if you've encountered something like that, it's a testing and it's also a blessing. It tested you, it taught you a lesson, and it's a blessing in disguise because now you're aware of the type of people that are out there. So if you're on a level and you get back knocked back down, if you're on level 3, you got knocked back down to level 2 or even level 1, don't blame yourself. Don't abuse yourself. Don't be mad at yourself for people trying to play you and you couldn't see the games that were being played. You couldn't see it for what it was. Sometimes people have to learn from things and go from there. Only a fool is going to keep going and doing the same thing. So once you learn from something, take what you learn from that and go from there. But definitely don't feel bad about it. You have to do what's best for you. Your life depends upon it. How are you going to feel bad about what everybody has to do? Just think about that. It's just a guilt trip they tried to run on you. They tried to play you as far as you being a good person. They knew they can get you to feel bad, so they manipulated you into feeling bad by getting you to feel guilty. Oh, all the little acting and the little playing and the little, guilt tripping that they're doing. For an empath, that's like, is like that could freeze a person up because you feel bad. Now you don't want to do something to someone else. You got to hurt people. You got to be a bad person. They say hurt people, but sometimes good people hurt people because they're doing what's best for them. If doing what's best for you is going to hurt somebody, you may just have to hurt them. Because if not, you're going to be the one hurting and not keeping it real with someone and having a way that you feel towards some people or whoever because of who they really are. So don't feel bad. Once you find out a person is really who they are, they betrayed you, they let you down. It was hard to deal with, but life goes on and you have to go on with life and move on with life. Otherwise, you'll stay stuck in a situation that was never meant for you. It was meant to teach you something, it was meant to show you something, but it wasn't meant for you to stay in it. It wasn't meant for you to be in it for long term. It wasn't meant for you to do anything serious with it. It was just all a lesson. So it's no love lost. You learned your lesson, and that's pretty much all there is to it. I'd like to thank you for watching this video. Smash the like button, smash the share button. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.